Good evening, YouTube. So Kamala Harris is seriously one of the dumbest senators in the United States Congress. And I bring this up from a few main reasons. First and foremost, I've done a couple of videos of her already, and really, I could probably do a whole playlist regarding her. Because she will no doubt say something stupid, or say something completely nonsensical, that it completely ruins her own point. It makes her look foolish in her statements. And she has, once again, helped me out here. Okay, first off, I've done a couple of videos in the past. The first one was her interviewing CIA Director Mike Pompeo. Now, I think Mike Pompeo is a piece of shit. Let me premise by saying that. I think he is a piece of shit. He wants to throw Julian Assange into jail when Julian Assange has done nothing wrong. Julian Assange is no different than New York Times, or excuse me, WikiLeaks is no different than New York Times, than MSNBC, than Washington Post. It is the media's responsibility to report on news that they receive. For instance, Rachel Maddow recently, or not recently, a couple months back, she posted Donald Trump's 2005 tax return. And she did nothing wrong with that. She did not break the law by doing that. Whoever gave her the information most likely did, because they probably received it in some type of surreptitious and most likely malevolent manner. So they probably broke the law. But she herself didn't by reporting on it. The same can be said with WikiLeaks. Whoever is giving Julian Assange and WikiLeaks the material that they post is most likely breaking the law. But Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, in fact, are not. They are no different than other media organizations, except they don't have a political bias. They report on Obama, they reported on Putin, on Hillary. It doesn't matter what political affiliation you align with. It doesn't matter what politician you most aptly agree with. They will expose whomever, and whoever gives them information, they check it, make sure it's accurate, and then they release the exposition. It's that simple. So people like to say Assange is a Russian stooge. No, he's not. But anyways, I digress there. But so she was talking to Mike Pompeo, and she said that, or she believes that the CIA deals with climate change and LGBT rights. Okay. The second video I've done of her is that she said the judge, I'm paraphrasing here, it was a Twitter she sent, the judge is supposed to make rulings based on emotion, based on their own subjective perception of what is morally right and morally wrong. So, in essence, she doesn't believe a judge is supposed to rule on the rule of law. She actually said that Judge Gorsuch is not a good judge because he believes, or he rules on legalisms over what is right and wrong. And a lot of the responses to her were other Twitters, or a lot of other tweets.
You and I are both
saying, so you're saying that he bases his rulings on precedent and past textual statutes? Yes, that's what a judge is supposed to do. Congratulations, Kamala. And really, if she was just like someone like Maxine Waters, you'd probably forgive her, but she's supposed to be a past prosecutor. So she should know better. So I think that she is so arrogant with herself. She thinks she is so hot shit and so tenacious and obstinate that she doesn't really think what she's saying. She just blurts stuff out and doesn't really think if it makes sense or not. And she has once again done it here. I'm going to play a quick clip here. I'm going to give you some background on it. So the whole point now deals with whether Trump pressured Comey into ending the investigation. And she's trying to make the argument that saying the word "I hope" is irrelevant. It doesn't matter because he is already obstructing you. "I hope" doesn't mean anything. "I hope" automatically assumes that you are saying, you know what, you have to end this investigation, or else if you don't, I will ruin your career. She's saying, by saying "I hope," it alludes to obstruction of justice. So that's her argument here now. I'm going to slowly completely annihilate that argument in about a minute here. I'm sorry, excuse my egotism, but you will see why once I say what I'm about to say. But let's watch the clip here.
Former prosecutors, I'm not going to require you to answer. I just want to make a statement that in my experience of prosecuting cases, when a robber held a gun to somebody's head and said, "I hope you will give me your wallet," the word hope was not the most operative word at that moment. But you don't have to respond to that point.
Okay. So what she is saying here, since Donald Trump said, "I hope you end this investigation," the word being "I hope" is irrelevant. It doesn't really have any type of contextual obligation regarding the point of obstruction of justice. Yet, what she neglects to realize, or what she just doesn't really think about, is that in her example here, by pointing a gun at somebody's head, you are already implying a threat of harm, and not just physical harm, but fatally harming them. A gun can kill people. Pointing a gun to somebody's head, you are most likely going to kill that person. So in that case, it doesn't matter what you say, because the implied threat is already there. You put a gun to someone's head and say, "You know what, I hope you give me your wallet." That person is going to assume, if he does not give you his wallet, that you are going to shoot him in the head and you are going to kill him. So he is going to feel pressured about lethal force that you are subjecting upon him, and he's going to give you his wallet. What happened with Trump and Comey would be if someone was walking down the street and someone is walking the other way, and you say to him, "I hope you give me your wallet," and you keep walking. Was there a crime done there? No, there wasn't. There was no implied threat there. So, and she's serious about it too. And look at her face right here. She's kind of like smirking, like, "Oh, I got you good there." Like, no. You actually just solidified Donald Trump's defense attorney's point that there was no implied threat. There was no force of pressure relayed upon, in this case, the victim would be Comey. There was nothing there. It was just an offhanded remark. The oral articulation regarding Trump's case is a lot more important to the issue at hand than what she's saying. What she's saying is completely nonsensical. Of course, if anyone points a gun to you and says, "I hope you do this, hope you do that," you're going to want to do it. You don't want to die. You don't want to get shot in the head. But if someone walks you down, you're walking down the street and someone says, "I hope you give me your shoes," you just tell them to piss off and keep walking. So she once again really shows her, I guess, cluelessness here. And I was reading some of the comments, and people are on this page, and they're all like supporting, like, "What a brave woman! She's so tough and so smart." It's like, what? Are you listening to her? Like, wow.
The word hope, a gun to some experience of prosecuting cases, when a robber held a gun to somebody's head and said, "I hope you will give me your wallet," the word hope was not the most operative word at that moment. But you don't have to respond to that point.
Thank you, Kamala Harris, for always making us sane people laugh at you. And I'm done.